If you ever ask yourself, what's the deal with the short sale acceptance letter? You come to the right place, although the answer may not be what you expect. Hi, I'm Dohn Thornton. I'm known as Don the Short Sale Guy because I've been doing short sales in Florida for almost 20 years. I've helped well over 2,000 homeowners get out from a bad situation with an upside down house and usually a mortgage and foreclosure. And I'm willing to help 2,000 more. In this video, I'm going to talk about what the acceptance letter is and what it takes to get one, what are the key conditions you need to make sure you check to see you're okay on not getting hurt with it with a short sale acceptance letter, and why it's important to be proactive when you're scheduling your closing date as opposed to what the time frame your bank gives you in the acceptance letter. So what has to be done to get an acceptance letter from a bank? Well, you have to have started the short sale, obviously. Listing agent, put the property on the market, contract comes in, submits to the bank, that triggers the bank to do an appraisal comes back, usually high. And again, this is where the metal meets the meat, as they say in military parlance, whether your agent can get a value dispute done to bring the property down from that high amount that it's going to come back at 100%. It's going to come back high. And then to be able to get it down to a price point where it's going to be attractive to buyers, and people aren't going to, it's not just going to sit there for months and months and months because it's priced too high because the bank won't come down off its price. So once you go through all those steps and a buyer, agrees with the bank's price, or the bank comes down to meet the bank's price, or you meet somewhere in the middle, when that's submitted for approval, then the bank will generate its short sale acceptance letter. That is how you get that point. Now, it can take a couple of months, it can take 8 months, it can take a year. It just depends on the type of mortgage and what's going on, and frankly, whether your realtor is any good, and if you've been cooperating with the showings and cooperating with getting financial documents and not delaying things, and if you don't get stuck with a bad appraisal and you can't get it down, you can't do a value dispute and get it down. Those are the factors that make things take a long time. But eventually, when you reach that point, that's what the acceptance letter is, and it's really important that you get this, because obviously you can't close without it. Without this, the title company cannot close the property for less than a full payoff. So this is a legal document between you and the bank. So this is your contract, basically, about what they're going to do, what they're going to offer, and what you have to fulfill on your end. So what I would like for you to fulfill on your end for me is to go down to the corner and click on the subscribe button. So that way you can get notified whenever I drop a new video. And I try to give you great content. And so if you're on this video, it means you're interested in short sales and foreclosures. So you want to be notified when I put a new video out. So what are the key conditions that you need to check when you get your acceptance letter? First of all, it needs to say that the buyer is who the buyer is. In other words, the buyer can't now change. Let's say, for example, the buyer is a person and they decide that, you know what, I want to do it with my LLC. You can't close that way, because whoever is on the acceptance letter has to be, it has to take title in that name. So, a good realtor will let the buyer's agent know that that's not going to fly, because you have to go back and resubmit, and that could mess things up. It also needs to state that the bank will pay all your expenses. It'll pay commissions and it'll pay closing costs. So that way you're not on the hook for anything. It needs to make sure, it needs to have a clause in there that states that any money left over that's not paid at closing on the mortgage will be written off and forgiven. That's very, very important. Those are and finally, it needs to have a closing date. In other words, the approval is good up until a certain date. Usually it's been 30 days, but lately we've been seeing them extended out for 3 months, which is weird in my opinion, but we're starting to see that. So that's important to know. These are the main things that you need to see in the agreement letter. You may want to take it to an attorney. If you really want to have peace of mind, you can take this one document that you get from the bank, take it to an attorney and have them look it over and see. Now, remember, attorneys like to get paid. If you're bringing them one thing, a document, and say, what do you think about this? They're going to get paid whatever their hourly rate is. That's what they're going to charge you. But you know how attorneys want to dig in and show you how valuable they are, and, oh, you may be getting screwed, or whatever. Be careful about that, because everything's been done. You don't want to have an attorney get involved and mess everything up, and throw a wrench into the works. So, but if you feel that way, just pay for 1 hour, have them look at it, and then if you feel good about it, then go ahead and go on with the transaction. So what I would love for you to do, if you have any opinion about this or opinion about anything else that has to do with real estate investing or short sales or foreclosures, go down to the comments section and leave me a comment. I love comments. I think it's great to engage with my viewers. So go down there, give me a comment, and I'll totally respond to you. Now, we want to talk about the closing date scheduling, how it has to do with your short sale acceptance letter, because like I mentioned, they can give you up until 90 days to close it. And in my experience, if a buyer sees that, they're going to want to take advantage of that and move that thing through. They want to say, I want to close, right, like, a day before the 90th day or whatever. That's really not in your interest, because things change. What happens if the buyer changes his mind? What happens if the buyer's buying it with a mortgage and their financing falls through? It's in your interest that it close more quickly rather than later. And this is where, excuse me, your agent is really important to set proper expectations with the buyer's agent and the buyer, to make sure they know that they need to close this in 30 days. And so this is where we're really good at, because we know how to do this. We've done so many of these. We know exactly what to say to buyer's agents, and for them to convey to their buyer that things need to be done this way, and to make sure we get this thing closed. Because when you get the acceptance letter, you've taken months to get there. You don't want to jeopardize it by delaying too long. Now, if you're a homeowner and you're looking at doing a short sale, I go down to the description here, and there's a link there that says Dohn Buys Houses. Click on that and leave me there's a form on each page of my website where you can leave your information, your name, your email address, your phone number. I'll be notified, and I can reach out to you. We can talk about your situation, and I can go over every question you may have. So make sure you're 100% sure that this is the right decision for you, and that you want to work with us. If you're an investor and you want to, you get these kind of leads a lot, but you don't know how to monetize them, or say you know that maybe a market correction is coming, and you want to be able to diversify and have a separate income stream, and you want to be trained for free, because that's what I do, then you should go down to the description as well. There's a link for you as well, and reach out to me, and I'll be glad to set up a phone call. We can talk about how we can work together. And if you're a real estate agent and someone wants you to list their short sale home and you're not really into it, you don't really feel confident, or frankly don't want to do a short sale, then refer to us, and we'll do all the heavy lifting for you, and we'll give you a 25% referral fee, and you'll be good. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you the next one. Thank you.